Welcome to the Three Moons, Three Souls podcast with host Jacqueline Burke. Today's special guest is Connie Smith.
Welcome to the podcast, Connie. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's nice to have you back. I've had so many questions in my brain since we signed off a couple months ago now,
Hmm.
but I'd like to carry on where we left off and talk about the markets you have planned for this season.
Okay. Yeah, we're starting to book up pretty steady, actually. Our first one is coming on June 1st, and that's in Carstairs. It's the Heritage Festival and the Festival of Kilts, or the Parade of Kilts,
Oh,
think it's.
nice.
And we attended that one last year for the first time, and we had such a great time. I have a Celtic background. My mother is Irish, so
Okay.
my grandfather was Irish. So we've started to really, Larissa and I have started to merge our cultures and kind of expanding our markets just to get out there more, but also to express our own cultures in our own ways, but also together. Uh,
That's
and we were actually it was really interesting to see the overlap when we when we attended we went to the Highland Games last year, and we went to some Celtic festivals and music festivals. And it was Larissa's husband is Scottish, and a lot of people were saying that there was an overlap there with Indigenous people and Scottish people, right? So
yeah.
it was interesting to have that relationship come forward. So June 1st, we're excited to go to that one. Then we have, hopefully mid-June, we'll be in Water Valley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then towards the end of June, we are in Red Deer for the Highland Games. And I don't have the dates right in front of me, but it's called the Red Deer Highland Games.
Okay.
Then July, we have Powwow.
Hmm.
So that's always a really busy one. And there's some markets that, you apply for these things and then you wait to hear back. So
Right.
I won't say which ones we may be attending
Yeah.
just in case it doesn't happen. But July usually books up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Uh, and then come August, we are in Calgary at Heritage Park for the Days of Yore.
Oh,
That's a 2-day event. They used to have it in Didsbury, but they've moved it now to Calgary. So we're excited to go there and
oh,
see
yeah.
out there. It's a super fun event. We're also in Sundre for the Back to Basics market.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
the little market they have in their parking lot. And it's such a great time, and all the vendor fees go back to the community.
Oh, nice.
Love doing that one. We're doing August and I think September for that one. I'm trying to think what else we have in August. I'm sure there's something I'm missing. And then September, we always go to the Heritage Festival in Innisfail,
Okay.
and it's a event, and it's a lot of fun. They have a lot of different things going on. And like I said, we do have other events that we're just waiting to hear confirmation back on. So that'll all be on our Facebook page once we know where we're going.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah, right on. So speaking of Facebook page, so that the name has changed,
yes.
correct? So do you want to tell us about that?
So we used to be known as Creekside Cowgirls, and that started, I want to say, over 10 years ago. And Larissa and I were each doing our creating kind of on our own.
Yeah.
And then we kind of came together and we thought, okay, well, this name will work for now. And then it
Yeah.
kind of for 10 years. And people got to know who we were and they looked forward to us coming and all of these things. But we have changed so much as people and as a business, and the things that we're wanting to offer and the places that we're going, that it just, I would say for the last few years, it hasn't really felt right. So we've been
Okay.
trying to figure out, okay, when a name comes forward, we're gonna know
Yeah.
what it is. And so this came up, and we're now known as CNL Creekside Designs. So C, obviously,
Right.
Connie and Larissa.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go forward with that and see where it goes. And a friend of mine, she did the logo for us, so she did a great job. So that was
Oh,
Gabby.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the idea behind it was people know us as Creekside, so we wanted to keep that.
Yeah.
Part of that name came from initially when all this started, I lived in Bragg Creek by the
Oh,
creek. And so
oh,
so that's where that came from. And I still live just down the road from the river.
yeah.
Uh, and you know, as you go about for 10 years, people get to know you as Creekside,
Yeah.
right? So, so we decided to keep that. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Our offerings are, you know, there are some things that we will carry over in what we're selling and what we're doing. But there's a lot of new things that
Oh, really?
forward. So we want to honor that
Yeah.
with our new name, and you know, with any changes or growth or healing or failures or successes or whatever we've had,
Yeah.
kind of bringing it all together. So it's all new. And
Oh, good.
it's
So,
exciting.
yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see all the new stuff. Can you talk about the new stuff, or is that a little secret till the first market?
No, it's not a secret really.
Okay.
We have just noticed and have even had requests from people as to what their interests are and what they're looking for in the way of healing.
Yeah.
Uh, Larissa and I have always worked together in creating things with the intention for people to heal, for people to grow, for people to um, appreciate, you know, like when they see our stuff, they know
Yeah.
that's ours. Or they'll say, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this anywhere else. And also offering at a price that's not ridiculous. We want it to be affordable to people and accessible to people.
Yeah.
Uh, and we're wanting to have more things that we create together um, that are more in tune with nature, more in tune with healing, more in tune with connection, and all of those things, because that's the place we're at right now.
Yeah.
When we started all this, it was just fun to make jewelry, right?
Yeah.
Doing. And then Larissa started to connect with her culture more, and now I'm starting to connect with my culture more, and now we're merging the two. And even in our own journeys, we have really been paying more attention to the importance of self-care
Oh,
and and growth and expansion and all those things that are really hard.
yeah.
And so, you know, in really seeing that what we need to do for ourselves, we're wanting to offer that more to the community because there's so much stress in the world. There's so much anger and hurt,
Oh,
and you know, there's so many people struggling. And
yeah.
so we want to be able to provide a little bit of ourselves and what we experience day to day
Yeah.
in what we're creating and what we're passing on to other people so they can heal and they can, you know, appreciate the love and intention we put into everything that we're going to bring forward. So,
Oh,
but
that's nice.
some of the same stuff, you know.
Yeah.
We'll still have some jewelry, we'll still have
Oh,
some,
good.
you know, smudge kits and smudge boxes, but you know, they're going to look a little different, and they're coming from a different place, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when you were talking about helping people heal, I heard a phrase one time and it just kind of popped in my head again. If you feel blessed, then be a blessing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what hear in what you're doing. Like you're going to be that to help people heal.
Yeah, well, that's our hope, that's our intention.
Yeah.
And we plan to spread it far and wide, like
There you go.
um
Absolutely.
it, you know, like we're able to provide this service for people, and so we want to be able to share it at an affordable price, and just have it be something that they can cherish, even,
Yeah.
right? One of
Oh,
a kind of thing that's their own. And we do a lot of custom orders, right, for
yeah.
people lost loved ones, or people who are doing some shadow work, or just looking for connection, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We try really hard to, and a lot of it's, well, I would say all of it is intuitive, right? If somebody
Yeah.
said, oh, I lost my son and I'd really like you to put something together for me, Loris and I'll talk, we'll work together, and they just leave it free reign. It's open. We trust you, do what you want. And so, when we get the feedback that it was the perfect thing, that's what we want. We want people to feel a connection. We want people to feel the healing and feel the love that we're putting into everything.
Yeah. Well, all your work is from the heart and with love and intention. And yeah, I mean, the the products that I've been grateful to see are just beautiful. And you can feel that energy that went into it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why we keep coming back. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, we appreciate you. All of everyone. Like, we've had people who have followed us right from the beginning, right? And
oh
they
yeah,
they look forward to us being at a market, and I don't think they understand what it does for us.
yeah,
Even if they come and see us at a market and they're not purchasing anything, it doesn't matter. Just to
yeah,
see that with them, know that they still have whatever item that they purchase from us, or whatever conversation we had
yeah.
with them. Um, that's what the best part of it is for us. I think
Oh
it's
yeah.
that connection in that way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's the interaction like that you bring, like you and Larissa bring to a market. It's remarkable actually. I mean, it could be slow, slow, slow and not a soul in there. And but yet you feel like you're surrounded by this wonderful group of people. You know what I mean? Like the energy is very embracing.
Well,
It's
that's so, I don't know, when we always think that, lots of people get upset if the market's slow, or oh, they didn't do enough advertising or whatever.
yeah,
And I don't look at it in that way. It's more like there was a reason we were led to that
yeah,
spot, and that's why we're here. And we make the best of it, and there's always a connection made with somebody. And if
absolutely.
we sell a darn thing,
Yeah.
there's always a connection made with somebody for one of us or both of us. And even if there's not a real connection that we can, something always comes out of it, whether it's Loris having a heart to heart because it's so slow and we're chatting and whatever, or it's us meeting new people, us just being out there in the world. It's
Yeah.
we just we You have to have that perspective when you go to markets. You can't blame the organizer, you can't blame the weather, you can't, it's
Yeah.
all our control. So we just go with it. There's no sense stressing,
Yeah.
being upset about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely teamwork, especially like a lot of things even changed from like 2 years ago. You
Yeah.
know, the climate in the air, it just everyone gradually got more and more worried, right? And fearful, and that did not help.
No.
But keeping that mindset where you need to work together regardless
Yeah.
what's going on outside, you got to come together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the other thing too is that, um I don't know, when there's a bad situation, whether you're at a market or somewhere else, the human instinct is to want to blame someone else.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, why didn't they do this or why didn't they do that? And we've learned a lot over the years, because we all did that. I mean, when we started out too, it's like, oh, this market is so slow,
Yeah.
or this is terrible, or the weather's so bad. But you learn. But it's also like holding judgment is something that people, I think everybody struggles with it, but we've really learned to, over the last few years, especially with what we've gone through as a business, individually, as partners in a business, you have to look at it from a different perspective. You can't judge. You don't know what's going on. You don't know whether it's, me not judging Larissa, her not judging me, us not judging the people around us, the organizer, whatever. We're all there for a reason. We've
Yeah.
all been in that situation together for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And so whether sales are crap or not, it doesn't affect the reason why we're there, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Oh yeah, you know what? I totally understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, we tend to, when we're at markets and we hear people complaining or I almost feel like we get more vibrant,
Yeah.
or, we get silly.
Yeah.
We every single vendor,
Yeah.
do our best to support, but I don't know, the more you brood about it and get upset about it or judge people over it, the less likely you're going to sell anything, because
Right.
that's kind of the vibe you're putting out. So, even if we're at a market and we sell nothing, we're still having a good time.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. You have to put it out there, right? Like, I mean, you're having a good time. You don't want negativity to like cloud over yourselves. I mean, that's important. You
Yeah.
know, I feel too like people cannot assume, you know,
Yeah.
like what I find, what I've listened to a lot lately is now keep in mind again, uh shipping, for instance. So why didn't you have enough signage out there, you market person, you? Like you should have had more signage. Well, okay, well, it took 6 weeks for an envelope to get 4 hours away from me to be received.
Yeah.
So there's shipping issues out there in the world too.
Yeah.
So people have to understand that, the assumption is not correct. It's
Yeah.
better to
Yeah.
just ask. Be open, ask. That's how you communicate with your market, your fellow vendors, everything. Like
Yeah.
that's how you're creating those bonds,
Yeah.
those relations. You want to keep those.
Yeah. Well, and I think the vendors also have to be accountable, right? Like
Yep.
they need to do their part in advertising as well. They can't put that all on the market organizer. We
Yeah.
used to organize markets as well, and oh my, it's
Yeah,
a lot of work,
it is.
stress. And for that reason, we decided we didn't want to do it anymore, because the stress to us as a vendor and as a market organizer, it wasn't working for us. So those people, so we see that from their perspective too. We
Yeah.
understand how hard it is to get vendors. We understand how hard it is to get vendors that aren't selling the same thing.
Yeah.
We understand, the weather and it's always something. There's no market that's going to run absolutely perfect. So I think that, like we talked about before, you get back what you put out there. So if you're
Absolutely.
not yourself and you're not putting out your good intentions and your advertising and all of your things,
Yeah.
you can't expect to have a good market,
Yeah.
and just your attitude, really.
Yeah.
If
Absolutely.
things are slow, it's not always the organizer's
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
you
You
know
gotta smile, right?
money now, or the weather's terrible, or there's other events going on. Like you can't control all of that. And if you try and go to all these markets and you're failing, then I think you need to turn inward.
Yeah.
Outward. um so yeah, I think we always enjoy. I can't really say that there's been markets that we've hated, you know what I mean? There's been markets we've gone to where we've felt that the energy for us wasn't what we wanted, so we just didn't return.
Right.
uh, Never would bad mouth a market, or everybody has a different experience.
Right.
You could be selling out and you haven't sold a thing.
Yeah.
So it's it's a personal experience, and for us, we choose not to dwell on the things we're not doing,
Yeah.
eating at. It's more like, okay, well, that wasn't a success, so what can we do different next time? Or maybe this isn't the right group for us, maybe this isn't the right if there's not an alignment,
Yeah.
you're not gonna do well.
Oh
And
yeah.
a lesson learned, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of vendors also, and lots of them do, right? But walking the talk, right?
Yeah.
Promoting a healing thing, and you're promoting this for people's well-being and healing and all of these things, and then you're not putting that outward as a person.
Yeah.
You're likely not going to be successful either if you're putting out an attitude where it's like, oh, this market's so terrible.
Yeah.
You have to be inviting, and you have to be um, appreciative no matter what the circumstance, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just and like how do you work together? Like that's the question everyone needs to ask each other. Like, okay, how can I work together with you, market, or how can I work together with you, vendor, to make it better for you, you
Yeah.
know, or to, what is the problem? Like everyone needs to start working their issues out,
Yeah.
instead of just assuming it's not going to get worked out. You
Yeah.
know, like, the way we used to do it a couple of years ago, you
Uh,
know, you talk.
but like I think there's certain people organizing markets where that their intention is not what your intention may be.
Right.
Like their intention is to make money,
Oh,
not
yeah.
provide a wonderful, inclusive sort of market. So when you end up in a space like that, like for us, there's no alignment there. We
Right.
have picked up on certain markets. So, some of them maybe we don't make a dime at, but we love going.
Yeah.
People go no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Know that the intention of those people organizing those markets is coming from a good place.
Yeah.
And not, for us, it doesn't work. For other people, it might work. But for us, it's like, nah, I think, well, bigger's not always better.
Right. Yeah. 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 I mean, you can have a large one, it'll be fantastic. You can have a small one, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
And then it can flip. Either
Yeah.
one, well, it'll be like,
Yeah,
that's just the way it goes.
for sure. That's market life. That's what we
That's
always
market life. Yeah.
if people come and they're like, "Oh, how are you guys doing? We're doing terrible." It's like, well, it's market life,
Yeah.
you never know who's going to come. You never know, and these days there's a lot of people financially struggling. So
Absolutely.
you can't that's why we want to try and make things affordable for people, and we need to make money as well,
Yeah.
but the things that we want to offer in the way of healing and exchange and connection and all of those things, um, they don't have to be an astounding amount of money, and we tend to give a lot of stuff away too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if we're having a conversation with somebody and we can feel the healing that they need,
Yeah.
we throw in a little bit of extra sage, or maybe we throw in a little bit of extra, whatever we're feeling they need. Uh,
Yeah.
and sometimes they don't even notice, and that's the best time.
Right.
The best.
Yeah.
And we're not looking for a thank you, or for a if we see a need, we're going to try our best to fill it for that person in the way that we can, in the services that we provide. So it's not just about making jewelry anymore.
Yeah.
It's about providing people with a service that they can either carry on and give to someone else, or it provides some form of healing for them.
Oh, that's so good, Connie. That's so nice.
We're
Yeah.
uh, like I said, we felt the shift a few years ago. It was just a matter of like getting it all together. How are we going to present it? How is it going to come through? What do people need? What do
Right.
people need that we can provide and we have knowledge about, and that we can provide at an affordable price.
Yeah.
So that's that's what we're aiming for. That's our
Oh,
intention.
that's wonderful. Oh, that's fantastic. So we're going to shift over to a little bit of gratitude. We're incorporating this into our podcast. Every episode will have it. Um, So I want to ask you a couple questions about gratitude. So what is one thing right now you're truly grateful for?
Oh, there are so many things. So today, I'll just focus on today.
Yes.
I I mean, I'm always grateful for my family and the relationship that I have with my husband and my son and this place that we live that's so quiet and peaceful. But today, I, I'll be honest, when I woke up this morning, I was feeling super scattered.
Oh,
Just like I felt disconnected and I was like, what is going on? And I've started going to yoga,
oh,
and I've been going for quite a while now, actually. But so there's a lady, her name is Agnes, and she has a yoga studio in Bowden, which is
nice.
like not even 10 minutes from my house. And I go once a week, and it's just so, with everything going on in the world, we tend to forget that we need to be in the now,
Right.
to be grateful for what we have now. We need to live in this moment and see the things that we can do and change and grow and whatever now. And so doing yoga, and in the way she does it, it's I've been to yoga classes before and other spiritual experiences, but she is so gentle and so soft spoken and so it's so calming that you're able to just shut everything else out.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I found her, and I'm
Oh,
grateful that that I can take that moment once a week to just have that absolute quiet and calm. And because we're busy, we have a busy life, and you get rushing around and you start to feel the anxiety of like, oh, I got this to do and this to do. And when I know I have that once a week coming up, it's like, oh, and then you search for it, right? So
yeah.
as I do that and I'm consistent with it, then I find that throughout the days where I am really busy, I'm like, okay, I need a minute. Like I need to just focus on what I'm doing now and not get ahead of myself and not, I mean, we all need to plan and do
Yeah.
things, but not get so far ahead of ourselves that we lose where we are in the minute and what we're grateful for in the minute. So for today,
For
I am
today.
grateful for you, Agnes.
Oh, yay. Yay, Agnes.
The session we had this morning
How
because
special.
it was funny because I was feeling so disconnected, and she runs her class intuitively,
Oh,
so she doesn't have a pre-planned thing. She just goes with it, and then we do a little meditation, and she does sometimes a little sound bath and different things at the end. And today it was about grounding, and
oh,
it was so perfect because, because yes, that's what I did.
oh, that's awesome. Oh
Yeah.
man. Does she have a business name for her yoga or she just does it?
Well, she just kind of started up, but she is in Bowden, kind of on the main street there,
Okay.
uh, and they have these beautiful, huge metal sculptures with horses, and there's a wizard out front, and it's huge, like it's probably 14 feet tall, this wizard. But she's got her little yoga studio next to that, and her husband own a business next door called Pro Speedo.
Okay.
But yeah, she's just lovely. So if anybody's looking for yoga,
Go down Main Street voting.
that's right.
Yeah. Oh man. I might make the trek.
Uh, so it's affordable. It's, it's a full hour of just bliss. It
Yeah.
is. It's not like people trying to, wear in their fancy yoga pants and try to do all these
Yeah.
like poses. It's just it's more focused on
Inside.
like, well, for me at least, that's what I experience when I'm there.
Oh,
I
how nice.
at least, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. How nice, how nice. Um, okay, so I'm gonna ask you this question, and I know it's probably gonna take a minute because it seems to stump everybody. But what makes you feel hopeful and optimistic about the future?
I just surrender.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think especially now, right?
yeah,
And even for the last few years, there's been so much stress and more a rise with mental health issues. Uh, and when I do readings or I do any healing work, it's a lot of the times the message is you just have to surrender. You have to believe that there's something outside of yourself, that there is a higher power, whatever you call it, and that this journey that we're on and the process that it's taking us through, the processes it's taking us through, you have to trust that you are where you're supposed to be,
Yeah.
even if it's absolute chaos,
Yeah.
right? And phrases like "this too shall pass" come to mind, right? Like you're not going to be stuck there forever, and if you are, you're the one allowing that, right?
Right.
Um, and I know that's some people might say that's easy for you to say, but we all have baggage, we all have skeletons, we all have stuff. It's just a matter of finding a way to work through it, heal from it. And for me, that's surrender.
Yeah.
I have to surrender and know that wherever I am right now, and coming back to the now, wherever I am right now is where I'm supposed to be. I can't worry about what's going to happen a year down the road or
Yeah.
whatever. Because we have no idea, really. It's really out of our control. We can choose what we do now, and that may change the result in the future. You can choose to do nothing and stay on the same path that you're on. And if you're happy with that, great. But if you're not,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, surrender for me is huge. Like and staying in the now, not getting too far ahead of myself and um, stressing about what might be or what could be or what's not happening right now. Why isn't it happening right now?
Yeah.
And the reason is, if something's not happening or you're feeling stuck or stagnant, you're meant to. You're meant to sit and think about what you really want, who you are. Who are you? What's your truth? Why are you not speaking your truth? Why are you not walking your talk? Um,
It's like being in the meantime, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
When you said the word surrender, I had the urge to take a deep breath in and let it out. Oh, that felt good.
yeah. Well, and that's the point, right? Like to relieve the stress and the worry and the anger and the fear and all of those things. Like we all go there sometimes and we need to experience those things.
Yeah.
We don't need to experience them ongoing
Yeah.
and forever. And so being able to just say, okay, I have felt that. Now I need to surrender to it, and whatever will be, will be. And it is hard. It's hard. I'm not saying that it's an easy process, and it hasn't been easy for me at points either, um, but I think there has to be a belief or something outside of yourself for you to be able to fully surrender. If you don't have a belief or a trust in something outside yourself, those are the people I feel like really, really struggle because they are so in their own human experience that surrender seems impossible. Like, what am I surrendering to?
Yeah. Right.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something to ponder, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, we're gonna have to say goodbye today,
Oh,
but
that went by
I know, right? But we're gonna have you
fast. Yeah.
back again because I just love talking to you, and we're gonna have Larissa back, when she
Sounds
has an opportunity, and yeah, and just continue this conversation because there's so much knowledge there. There's, so much heart, soul, everything, and it's so important to listen to what you and Larissa have to say. So I appreciate you being here, Connie.
oh, thank you. And we're so grateful for you and our relationship we have you and your family
Oh, thank you.
and right back at you
Oh,
in the soul and we appreciate all that you're doing to get the word out for people and for vendors or healers or
yeah.
whatever it is, right? You're a light and we love
Oh,
you.
oh, thank you. Well, I love you guys too. So before the tears come, well, thank you very much, Connie, and we'll have you back again and have a lovely day.
Thanks, you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at the Three Moons, Three Souls podcast.